38 celebrities who are rotting in jail right now, and the reasons why.
A multi-millionaire who made his fortune by being a relatable everyman has become one of the most reviled men in America.
From Hollywood stars to sports legends, these once celebrated names now sit behind bars, facing sentences that will change their lives forever. Betrayal, violence, scandal. These aren't just tabloid stories, they're shocking realities for some of the world's most famous faces. What went so wrong? In this video, we're revealing 38 celebrities who are rotting in jail right now, along with the jaw-dropping reasons that got them there. Think you know their stories? Get ready for twists and secrets that'll leave you speechless. Who fell from fame to infamy and why? Let's dive into the dark side of celebrity life. Skylar Preciosa Deleon. Skylar Preciosa Deleon, a former child actress, now sits on death row, convicted of heinous crimes that shocked the nation. Deleon orchestrated the brutal murder and robbery of Tom and Jackie Hawkes, a couple lured under the guise of buying their luxury yacht. The chilling act, where the Hawks were tied to an anchor and thrown overboard alive, left the public horrified.
You're that good of a liar?
I hate to say yeah, but I think so.
Deleon reportedly expressed during her trial, though remorse came too late for her victims. Convicted of multiple counts of murder and robbery, Deleon's actions have made her a grim figure in Hollywood's dark history. Public reaction has been overwhelmingly negative, casting a permanent shadow over her brief entertainment career. Today, she remains one of the most infamous death row inmates, her story a haunting cautionary tale. Allison Mack. Former Smallville star Allison Mack now finds herself behind bars, serving a 3-year sentence for her role in the NXIVM sex cult scandal. As a high-ranking member of the group, Mack was instrumental in recruiting young women who were then manipulated, exploited, and branded. "I'm sorry to those I brought into NXIVM," Mack said in a statement, expressing deep regret for her actions. Charged with sex trafficking and conspiracy, Mack's crimes have tarnished her Hollywood career and reputation irreversibly. Public backlash was swift and intense, with fans and critics alike stunned at her involvement in such a disturbing scheme. Her imprisonment has underscored the devastating consequences of coercion and abuse, casting her story as one of Hollywood's most unsettling downfalls. Zara Pythian. Actress Zara Pythian, remembered for her role in Doctor Strange, now faces a lengthy 14-year prison sentence after being convicted of horrific crimes involving the abuse of minors. Along with her husband, Pythian engaged in sustained acts of abuse that have left the public and industry insiders horrified. "I've betrayed everything I stood for," Pythian reportedly admitted. Yet her words offer little solace to those affected by her actions. The high-profile conviction on multiple counts of abuse has shattered her career, replacing her promising talent with a legacy of disgrace. Fans and former colleagues alike have condemned her actions, voicing collective shock and anger. Once recognized for her on-screen abilities, Pythian now serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can exist beyond the limelight. Amy Locane. Former Melrose Place star Amy Locane is now serving an 8-year prison sentence for vehicular manslaughter after a tragic DUI incident that claimed the life of a New Jersey woman. Driving under the influence, Locane collided with another vehicle, resulting in fatal injuries and leaving a lasting scar on the victim's family.
It's a horrible, horrible thing to have to walk around with.
Locane stated in court, expressing remorse for the irreversible tragedy. Convicted of multiple counts, including vehicular homicide, Locane's sentence has stirred considerable public reaction, especially given her previous early release and subsequent re-sentencing. Once known for her Hollywood roles, her career and reputation now lie in ruins, and her story serves as a stark warning about the devastating impact of impaired driving. Danny Masterson. Danny Masterson, best known for his role on That 70s Show, is now serving a staggering 30 years to life sentence after being convicted of raping 2 women in cases that shocked both fans and former colleagues. Masterson used his status within the Church of Scientology to allegedly silence and intimidate his victims for years, accusations that emerged during an emotionally charged trial. "The trauma I endured at his hands still haunts me," one of the victims testified, underscoring the lasting impact of his actions. This high-profile conviction has not only obliterated Masterson's career, but also fueled intense public debate on power dynamics in Hollywood. The media and fans alike have condemned his actions, marking him as one of the industry's most notorious figures to face justice in recent years. Ryan Grantham. Riverdale actor Ryan Grantham is now serving a life sentence after his chilling confession to the second-degree murder of his own mother. In a crime that stunned both family and fans, Grantham shot his mother as she played piano in their home. During sentencing, Grantham revealed that his actions were driven by dark thoughts linked to ongoing mental health struggles. "Her last moments haunt me every day," Grantham reportedly confessed, expressing remorse for the tragedy. The case highlighted how untreated mental health issues can escalate into irreversible violence, bringing attention to a silent crisis. The tragedy has devastated his family and cast a shadow over the local community, leaving many to wonder how a promising young actor became ensnared in such a horrific crime. Mel Hall. Former Major League Baseball player Mel Hall is currently serving a 45-year prison sentence for multiple counts of sexual assault against underage girls he coached. Once known for his charisma on the field, Hall manipulated young athletes and abused his position to exploit their trust. He groomed and preyed on vulnerable girls, a prosecutor said, describing the betrayal that left communities reeling. The public response was swift, with former teammates and fans expressing disgust and condemnation for his predatory actions. Hall's case shed light on the darker sides of youth athletics, highlighting the importance of safeguarding young athletes from abuse. Once a celebrated sports figure, Hall is now infamous for crimes that overshadow any achievements from his career. Josh Duggar. Reality TV star Josh Duggar, formerly of 19 Kids and Counting, is currently serving a 12-year prison sentence for receiving and possessing child pornography. Federal agents discovered disturbing material on Duggar's devices, revealing a dark side to the public figure once known for promoting family values. "This is a betrayal beyond words," a family member shared, voicing the collective shock of his loved ones and the public. Duggar's conviction has shattered his family's reputation and ignited a wave of condemnation from fans who once saw him as a role model. The sentence has underscored the serious consequences of his crimes, leaving Duggar to face a future far removed from his former fame, as a stark example of concealed abuse within a trusted public image. Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein, once a titan in Hollywood, is serving a 23-year prison sentence for rape and sexual assault, following a trial that exposed decades of abuse. Numerous women bravely came forward with allegations, sparking the #MeToo movement and revealing the extent of Weinstein's exploitation of his position of power. His actions shattered lives and careers, a survivor shared, summing up the trauma caused by his actions. Weinstein's conviction marked a turning point in Hollywood, forcing the industry to reckon with abuse and accountability. The public reaction has been one of relief and outrage, with many seeing his sentencing as a historic victory for survivors. Once a celebrated producer, Weinstein now serves as a symbol of the movement against the pervasive abuses of power within the entertainment industry. Joe Sun. Actor and martial artist Joe Sun, best known for his role in Austin Powers, is serving a life sentence after a brutal conviction for kidnapping, torture, and gang rape. In a case that horrified fans and colleagues alike, Sun's DNA linked him to the violent 1990 assault of a young woman. "He destroyed my life," the survivor recounted, describing the profound trauma left by his actions. Sun's criminal past emerged years after his Hollywood debut, leaving the public in shock over the extent of his cruelty. Former fans quickly condemned him, stripping any admiration for his martial arts and acting career. Sun's case remains one of the industry's darkest, with his life sentence a grim reminder of the justice served for his horrific crimes. Ready for an unforgettable adventure? Drop #1 in the comments if you're in it for the long haul. Trust me, you won't want to miss the surprises ahead in this video. Shah. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Shah is currently serving a 6.5-year prison sentence after pleading guilty to running a nationwide telemarketing scheme that defrauded elderly and vulnerable individuals. Shah admitted to knowingly scamming hundreds of people, saying in court, "I am so deeply sorry," though her remorse has been met with public skepticism. Fans and critics reacted with anger, condemning Shah for betraying her public persona and the trust of her viewers. The scandal shocked her fan base, erasing any previous sympathy and leaving a permanent stain on her reality TV career. Shah's imprisonment serves as a cautionary tale about fame, greed, and the devastating impact of exploiting vulnerable communities for financial gain. Jared Fogle. Former Subway spokesperson Jared Fogle is serving a 15-year prison sentence for possession of child pornography and traveling to engage in illicit acts with minors. Once famous for his dramatic weight loss story, Fogle's shocking criminal behavior was exposed in a federal investigation, revealing a pattern of abuse. "This betrayal will never be forgotten," said a former colleague, echoing the public's outrage and disappointment. The scandal destroyed Fogle's public image, leading to widespread condemnation and severed ties with the Subway brand. Once celebrated as a symbol of transformation, Fogle is now infamous for horrific crimes. His former success overshadowed by his predatory actions. His imprisonment remains a stark reminder of the dangers of hidden abuse behind carefully curated public personas. Michael Jace. Actor Michael Jace, best known for his role on The Shield, is serving a 40-year prison sentence after being convicted of second-degree murder for killing his wife in 2014. Jace shot his wife in front of their 2 young sons, an act of violence that shocked family, friends, and fans. "There are no words to excuse what I've done," Jace said in court, though his apology offered little solace to those affected. The public's reaction to the murder was one of horror and disbelief, with fans and colleagues grappling to reconcile Jace's on-screen image with his real-life brutality. Once a respected actor, Jace's career has been entirely eclipsed by his crime, leaving him infamous as a tragic figure of domestic violence and broken trust. R. Kelly. R&B star R. Kelly, once hailed as the king of R&B, is serving a 30-year prison sentence for charges including sexual exploitation, racketeering, and trafficking. Kelly's conviction followed decades of allegations that he groomed and abused young girls using his fame to control and exploit victims. "I trusted him and he betrayed me," one survivor testified, reflecting the deep trauma left by his actions. Public reaction has been overwhelmingly condemning, with fans and the music industry severing ties. His catalogue, once celebrated, is now a symbol of his legacy, tainted by predation. Kelly's case became a landmark in the #MeToo movement, bringing attention to the power imbalance in the entertainment world and highlighting the courage of survivors in seeking justice. Julie and Todd Chrisley. Reality TV stars Julie and Todd Chrisley, known for Chrisley Knows Best, are now in prison for tax evasion and fraud, with sentences of 7 and 12 years respectively. The couple was found guilty of conspiring to defraud banks out of millions while evading taxes, maintaining a lavish lifestyle funded by deceit. "We trusted them," a former business associate remarked, underscoring the betrayal felt by those close to them. Their convictions shocked fans who once saw them as wholesome family figures, and their sentencing has tarnished the reality TV brand they built. Public reaction has been mixed, with some expressing disappointment and others anger at the deceit. Their imprisonment now serves as a caution against greed, showing the high price of a fraudulent lifestyle. Jerry Harris. Cheer star Jerry Harris is currently serving a 12-year prison sentence after pleading guilty to child pornography charges and soliciting minors. Harris, once a beloved figure in the cheerleading world, used his influence to coerce minors, a shocking abuse of his trusted position. "I feel completely betrayed," one victim's parent stated, echoing the public's disbelief and disappointment. The charges shattered his public image and devastated the cheerleading community, sparking calls for greater safeguards to protect young athletes. Fans, once inspired by Harris's story, now view him as a figure of betrayal. His sentencing underscores the lasting harm of hidden predatory behavior, with Harris's story serving as a warning to communities about the importance of vigilance and accountability. Paul Gadd, Gary Glitter. British glam rock star Gary Glitter, born Paul Gadd, is serving a 16-year sentence for child sexual abuse charges. Once celebrated for his hits in the 70s, Glitter's crimes spanned decades, with numerous victims coming forward to expose his abuse of minors. His fame shielded him for too long, a prosecutor argued, pointing to the protection his status afforded him. The public reaction has been severe, with his music banned in many venues and former fans denouncing him. Glitter's conviction became a turning point in the music industry's reckoning with abuse, and he is now widely regarded as a symbol of predatory behavior within the celebrity world. His case emphasizes the devastating impact of unchecked fame and the courage of survivors seeking justice. Dave Meggett. Former NFL star Dave Meggett, once known for his achievements on the field, is now serving a 30-year prison sentence for rape and burglary. Meggett was convicted in 2010 after assaulting a college student in South Carolina, following previous allegations of sexual misconduct throughout his career. The charges shattered his reputation, leaving many in shock over the violent nature of his actions. Fans and former teammates expressed disbelief at the severe criminal behavior of an athlete once celebrated for his skill. The case cast a grim shadow over his legacy in professional sports, with Meggett now infamous for the crimes that ended his career. His conviction serves as a stark reminder of the accountability athletes face, regardless of their past fame or success. Suge Knight. Death Row Records co-founder Suge Knight, a towering figure in the hip-hop world, is serving a 28-year sentence for voluntary manslaughter. In 2015, Knight struck and killed Terry Carter with his truck on the set of the Straight Outta Compton film, claiming he acted in self-defense. Knight's violent history and involvement in multiple controversies made his downfall almost inevitable. His imprisonment has sparked debate within the music industry, highlighting the dangerous intersection of fame, power, and violence in hip-hop's early years. Once instrumental in launching careers of legends like Tupac Shakur and Dr. Dre, Knight's legacy now carries a much darker connotation. His conviction underscores the complex legacy of Death Row Records and the consequences that come with unchecked aggression and power. Elizabeth Holmes. Elizabeth Holmes, once the Silicon Valley darling behind Theranos, is currently serving an 11-year prison sentence for defrauding investors. Holmes falsely claimed that Theranos had developed revolutionary blood testing technology, raising hundreds of millions before the truth unraveled. During her trial, Holmes insisted she had believed in her company, though the court found her guilty of wire fraud. Public reaction has been intense, with many viewing Holmes as emblematic of Silicon Valley's unchecked ambition and willingness to deceive. Her conviction has tarnished her former image as an innovative leader, and she is now seen as a warning against fraud in tech. Holmes's downfall continues to resonate as a cautionary tale about deception, greed, and the destructive consequences of pursuing success at any cost. Do you think her 11-year prison sentence is fair or not? Comment yes or no below. Nathaniel Glover, Kid Creole. Nathaniel Glover, known as Kid Creole of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, is serving a 16-year sentence for manslaughter after fatally stabbing a homeless man in New York City in 2017. Glover claimed he acted in self-defense, but the court found him guilty of using excessive force. This tragic incident marked a disturbing end for one of hip-hop's pioneering figures. The conviction shocked fans who once viewed Glover as a respected musician in the hip-hop community. His case has sparked conversations about violence and mental health issues in aging artists. Glover's imprisonment underscores the struggles that can follow fame, with his legacy now overshadowed by a violent act that ended one life and altered his own future irreparably. Corey Miller, C. Murder. Rapper Corey Miller, known as C. Murder, is serving a life sentence for the 2002 murder of a 16-year-old fan in a Louisiana nightclub. Although Miller has maintained his innocence, multiple witnesses claimed he was involved in the shooting. His case has garnered significant public attention, with some alleging flaws in the trial and pressuring for a retrial. Fans, including his brother Master P and Kim Kardashian, have advocated for his release, sparking a broader conversation about justice reform. Miller's imprisonment has cast a long shadow over his career, with his legacy now deeply entangled with his legal battles and the victims' families' enduring grief. Shannon Richardson. Actress Shannon Richardson, known for small roles in shows like The Walking Dead, is serving an 18-year sentence for attempting to poison President Obama and New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg. In 2013, Richardson mailed ricin-laced letters in a failed attempt to frame her husband, leading to her arrest and conviction for making a biological weapon. Her crime shocked the public, who struggled to reconcile her television persona with the real-life plot to harm public officials. Richardson's actions and subsequent sentencing have left her infamous, not for her acting, but for her dangerous and bizarre attempt to manipulate and deceive. Joe Exotic. Joseph Maldonado Passage, better known as Joe Exotic from Tiger King, is currently serving a 21-year prison sentence for hiring hitmen to murder rival Carol Baskin, as well as multiple wildlife violations. Exotic's bitter feud with Baskin escalated to criminal plotting, ending in an FBI sting operation and his subsequent conviction. His case captivated the public, sparking a media frenzy and leaving fans divided. Exotic became a controversial figure, both condemned and celebrated in the wake of the Tiger King series. While some fans continue to call for his release, his legal battles have overshadowed his larger-than-life persona. Tory Lanez. Canadian rapper Tory Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, is serving a 10-year prison sentence after being convicted of assaulting fellow musician Megan Thee Stallion. In July 2020, following an argument in an SUV, Lanez shot Megan in the foot, leaving her injured and traumatized. The case garnered massive public attention, with reactions divided across social media as Megan Thee Stallion faced both support and backlash for speaking out. Lanez maintained his innocence throughout, but evidence, including witness testimony and medical reports, led to his conviction. Lanez's actions have had severe consequences for his career and public image. Once a popular figure in the music industry, he now faces widespread condemnation, with fans, peers, and industry professionals denouncing his behavior. The case also highlighted broader issues around violence and accountability, especially regarding the treatment of women in the entertainment world. Lanez's conviction has sparked important conversations on protecting victims of violence, particularly black women, and holding perpetrators accountable, regardless of fame. His imprisonment marks a stark turn from his once promising career, with his reputation permanently scarred by this violent incident and its lasting impact on his victim and the music community. Darren Sharper. Darren Sharper, former NFL star and Super Bowl champion, is serving a 20-year prison sentence for drugging and raping multiple women across several states. Sharper, once admired for his athletic achievements and sports commentary, was arrested in 2014 after authorities uncovered a disturbing pattern of sexual assaults. Investigators found that Sharper used sedatives to incapacitate women before assaulting them, with incidents occurring in California, Arizona, Nevada, and Louisiana. His case led to federal charges and shocked fans, teammates, and the broader sports community, especially given his prominent status as a role model. The public response to Sharper's conviction has been overwhelmingly negative, with former supporters expressing disgust and disappointment over his heinous crimes. Once celebrated for his skills on the field, he is now widely reviled as one of the most notorious figures in professional sports. His case has brought attention to issues of consent, power, and abuse within the athletic world, with advocates calling for greater accountability. Sharper's downfall underscores the dangers of unaddressed criminal behavior in high-profile individuals, leaving a legacy tarnished by his abuse of trust and authority, and serving as a warning to fans and aspiring athletes. Tammy Sytch. Former WWE star Tammy Sytch, also known as Sunny, is currently incarcerated for her involvement in a fatal DUI crash that resulted in the death of a 75-year-old man in Florida. Sytch's struggles with substance abuse have been well documented, with multiple arrests over the years leading to her most serious offense yet. Public reaction has been deeply critical, with fans lamenting the tragic downfall of a once beloved wrestling icon. Her case has sparked discussions on addiction, accountability, and the impact of substance abuse, forever altering her legacy in the wrestling world. Ian Watkins. Former Lost Prophets frontman Ian Watkins is serving a 35-year sentence after being convicted of multiple horrific sexual offenses involving minors, including the abuse of his own fans' children. Watkins' crimes were widely condemned, with the case described as one of the most shocking in the British music industry. The revelation of Watkins's abuse devastated fans and destroyed the band's legacy. Once celebrated for his music, Watkins is now widely reviled, and his crimes remain a horrifying example of exploitation and manipulation within the music world. On a scale of 0-5, how shocked were you by the revelation of Ian Watkins' crimes? Comment with a number and share your reaction. Mark Rogowski. Former professional skateboarder Mark Rogowski, once a star in the sport, is serving a 31-year sentence for the rape and murder of Jessica Bergston, a friend of his ex-girlfriend, in 1991. Rogowski's violent actions shocked the skating community, transforming him from a young talent to a tragic criminal. His conviction shattered his reputation and left a dark mark on the skateboarding world. Rogowski's case has served as a cautionary tale, showing the tragic consequences of unchecked anger and the devastating loss of potential. Austin Jones. YouTube musician Austin Jones is serving a 10-year prison sentence for producing child pornography after admitting to coercing underage fans into sending explicit videos. Once a popular figure on social media, Jones exploited his young fan base, manipulating them under the guise of fan engagement. The case highlighted the darker sides of internet fame, with public reaction marked by disappointment and anger. Jones's sentencing was seen as justice by many, a reminder of the dangers young fans can face online. His downfall serves as a warning about exploitation and the responsibility of online influencers. Roy Estrada. Roy Estrada, former bassist for Frank Zappa's Mothers of Invention, is serving a life sentence for child molestation, marking the tragic downfall of a prominent musician. Estrada, who had previously been convicted in 1994 on similar charges, was arrested again in 2012 for molesting a young girl in Texas, ultimately receiving a life sentence due to his history of repeat offenses. His conviction left fans and former collaborators horrified, casting a permanent stain over his musical legacy. As news of his crime spread, reactions from fans and critics alike turned to condemnation, with many struggling to reconcile his past contributions with the dark reality of his actions. Estrada's case has since become a sobering reminder of the profound impact of predatory behavior and the consequences of repeated abuse within trusted circles. War Machine. Jonathan Koppenhaver, known as War Machine, a former mixed martial artist, is serving a life sentence for the brutal assault of his ex-girlfriend, Christy Mack, and her friend. In 2014, War Machine broke into Mack's home, subjecting her to an hours-long assault that left her with extensive injuries, including broken bones and internal trauma. The vicious attack shocked fans and the MMA community, who once celebrated his athletic abilities but quickly condemned his violent actions. In 2017, Koppenhaver was convicted on 29 counts, including kidnapping and sexual assault, with the judge emphasizing the severity of his crimes in the life sentence. War Machine's descent into violence and eventual imprisonment has sparked discussions around domestic abuse, accountability, and the darker sides of the MMA world, leaving his career and reputation in irreversible disgrace. Kris Wu. Kris Wu, former K-pop and Chinese pop star, is serving a 13-year prison sentence after being convicted of rape and organizing gatherings that enabled promiscuity. Once a beloved figure with millions of fans worldwide, Wu's downfall began when multiple women accused him of sexual assault, leading to a high-profile investigation and trial in China. Wu denied the charges, but prosecutors revealed a disturbing pattern of manipulation and abuse, including targeting minors. The public response was swift and intense, with fans condemning Wu and authorities taking strong action to hold him accountable. His conviction has effectively ended his career, with music platforms removing his work and former supporters distancing themselves. Wu's case serves as a stark reminder of accountability, showing the global impact of the #MeToo movement and consequences for powerful public figures. Bobby Beausoleil. Bobby Beausoleil, a former musician and follower of Charles Manson, is serving a life sentence for his role in the murder of music teacher Gary Hinman in 1969. Beausoleil, part of the notorious Manson family, committed the crime under Manson's influence, initially as an attempt to intimidate Hinman over money. After days of holding Hinman captive, Beausoleil fatally stabbed him, marking one of the first murders linked to Manson's cult. Beausoleil claimed he acted on Manson's orders, though his involvement led to his arrest and life imprisonment. Public reaction to Beausoleil's conviction has been overwhelmingly negative, with society viewing him as part of one of America's darkest chapters. While he has expressed remorse over the years and sought parole multiple times, his involvement with Manson's cult has led to repeated denials. Beausoleil has continued creating music and art from prison, attempting to distance himself from his violent past. However, his name remains synonymous with the Manson family's reign of terror, and he remains incarcerated, a symbol of the consequences of falling under Manson's manipulative control and the lasting societal impact of one of the most infamous murder cases in U.S. history. Sean Diddy Combs, influential rapper, producer, and entrepreneur, has had a career filled with success and controversies, but despite public scrutiny, he has never been imprisoned. Throughout his time in the industry, Combs has faced various legal troubles, including an infamous nightclub shooting in 1999 that left 3 injured. Though acquitted of weapons charges, the incident led to intense media coverage and marked a turning point in his career. Combs has also faced accusations of assault and lawsuits alleging unsafe business practices. Despite this, Combs has maintained his public image, continuing to succeed as a businessman, music mogul, and philanthropist. Known for his success with Bad Boy Records, where he launched the careers of numerous artists, Diddy remains a prominent figure in music and media. Public reactions to his controversies have been mixed, with some fans continuing to support him, while others criticize his past behavior. His ongoing influence in the music industry highlights the complexities of fame, power, and personal responsibility. While Combs has faced multiple controversies, his adaptability and charisma have allowed him to navigate legal challenges, maintaining his role as an enduring figure in hip-hop. And top 20 celebrities who appeared on Family Guy.
Griffin, you're fired. For what? We've had it with your crap.
From pop icons to action heroes, Family Guy has pulled off some of the wildest celebrity cameos ever. But did you know one legendary star fought Peter Griffin in a battle of egos, or that a Hollywood legend serenaded Quagmire in a way you'd never expect? You won't believe which A-listers turned their real-life personas into laugh-out-loud moments. Get ready as we dive into the top 20 celebrity appearances that took Quahog by storm, who brought the biggest laughs, and which cameos pushed the boundaries of outrageous. Stick around, you won't want to miss this. James Woods. James Woods isn't just a guest star on Family Guy, he's a recurring, hilariously villainous version of himself. Known for his ongoing, twisted rivalry with Peter Griffin, Woods has appeared across several memorable episodes, bringing the chaos only he can deliver.
Peter? Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy.
His character exclaims repeatedly, a line that has become an iconic part of the show's humor, referencing his bizarre candy obsession that Peter and Brian have cunningly exploited to trap him. Woods first popped up in the Season 4 episode Peter's Got Woods, where Peter befriends him after Woods hijacks his plan to name James Woods High School after Martin Luther King Jr. The pair's friendship turns sour, kicking off a series of vengeful escapades. One of the most outrageous moments came when Woods was lured into a trap, stuffed into a crate, and seemingly removed from Quahog for good. But, like a true Family Guy nemesis, he returned from the dead in later episodes, keeping the Peter James saga alive and hilarious. Fans and critics have praised Woods for his willingness to poke fun at himself and dive into the show's absurdity, with his self-parody becoming a fan-favorite element. His performances highlight Family Guy's knack for blending celebrity humor with outlandish storylines. James Woods' appearances have cemented him as an iconic, delightfully unhinged character whose antics continue to be a beloved part of the show's legacy, proving that even Oscar-nominated actors love a good animated feud. Patrick Stewart. Sir Patrick Stewart, celebrated for his commanding voice and legendary role as Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek, has lent his talents to Family Guy in some delightfully unexpected ways. Notably, Stewart voices the inner monologue of baby Susie Swanson, the mostly silent child of Joe and Bonnie Swanson. In one episode, his deep, sophisticated delivery humorously contrasts with Susie's innocent baby demeanor, musing sarcastically about the absurdity of adult conversations around her.
Aw, Joe, Susie's such a cute baby. And whatever happened to your son, Kevin?
Stewart's multiple appearances also include moments as himself and as his iconic Star Trek character. One particularly memorable cutaway features Stewie Griffin, a devoted Star Trek fan, using a transporter to beam the Star Trek The Next Generation cast into his bedroom. Here, Stewart's deadpan delivery brilliantly punctuates the cast's amusing dismay at being trapped by a toddler. Critics and fans alike have praised Stewart's contributions, with his voice adding a unique comedic elegance to Family Guy's brand of irreverence. His willingness to play along with the show's absurd humor, from sophisticated musings to lampooning his Star Trek persona, exemplifies his playful side. Fans of both Star Trek and Family Guy appreciate these crossovers, as they perfectly blend pop culture references with the show's signature humor.
Now, why exactly can I not wear my loafers? What is the danger there?
Patrick Stewart's guest roles have become classic moments, demonstrating his extraordinary ability to make even the most ridiculous situations sound epic, further cementing his status as a comedic and pop culture icon. Carrie Fisher. The late, great Carrie Fisher brought her unmatched comedic brilliance to Family Guy as Angela, Peter Griffin's perpetually unimpressed boss at the Pawtucket Brewery. Angela, with her dry, biting wit, often found herself exasperated by Peter's incompetence and bizarre antics. Fisher's delivery made Angela both hilariously deadpan and oddly endearing, providing a perfect foil to Peter's chaos.
Griffin, I'm not going to look over there until you first assure me you've got pants on,
Angela quips in one memorable line, encapsulating her sharp sense of humor. Fisher voiced Angela over several seasons, making the character a consistent and beloved presence. Beyond her role at the brewery, she also lent her voice to Family Guy's unforgettable Star Wars parody trilogy, playing Mon Mothma. These episodes paid homage to Fisher's legendary portrayal of Princess Leia while highlighting her comedic versatility. Angela's character had a lasting impact, and Fisher's performances earned acclaim from fans who loved how her sharp, sardonic tone added depth and humor to Family Guy. Critics praised Fisher's seamless adaptation to the animated world, noting how she made Angela a standout among Peter's many colorful colleagues. After Fisher's passing, Family Guy honored her in a heartfelt tribute, reflecting the deep affection both the show and its audience held for her. Her portrayal of Angela remains a testament to Fisher's comedic legacy, blending humor and humanity in a way only she could, leaving a lasting impression in the world of Quahog and beyond. Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore flexed her comedic chops on Family Guy as the voice of Gillian, Brian's airheaded but endearing girlfriend. Known for typically playing sharp, sophisticated characters, Barrymore delighted fans by embracing Gillian's sweet but dim-witted nature.
Brian, I'm reading TV Guide. Can you explain how these cheers and jeers work again?
She says in one episode, perfectly capturing Gillian's charming cluelessness. Barrymore's portrayal made Gillian a standout character, frequently exasperating Brian with her lack of awareness, but still somehow managing to captivate him and audiences. The dynamic between the overly intellectual Brian and the naive Gillian provided plenty of laughs, and some fans even argue that Gillian, despite her simplicity, is Brian's true soulmate because of her genuine and loving heart. In addition to Gillian, Barrymore voiced Chris Griffin's seductive yet psychotic teacher, Mrs. Lockhart, in a darkly comedic subplot that saw Chris fall head over heels for his dangerously attractive instructor. This role showcased Barrymore's range even further, proving she could balance both innocence and menace with ease. Critics and fans have lauded Barrymore's Family Guy appearances, appreciating her commitment to the show's offbeat humor. Her turn as Gillian remains particularly beloved, demonstrating her exceptional versatility and ability to elevate a cartoon character into a comedic force. Barrymore's work on Family Guy is a testament to her playful spirit and her willingness to dive headfirst into the world of animated absurdity. Cate Blanchett. Cate Blanchett, renowned for her dramatic roles, surprised and delighted fans with her guest appearance on Family Guy as Penelope, Stewie Griffin's sophisticated and wicked soulmate. Penelope isn't just a perfect match for Stewie, she's his equal in both intellect and sinister ambition. Blanchett's portrayal brought a snobby British accent and a delightfully vengeful attitude to the character as the pair schemed together for world domination in the episode Mr. and Mrs. Stewie. Penelope, with Blanchett's voice, added a new level of comedic depth to Stewie's misadventures. Their twisted romance included moments like plotting to eliminate a rival child or gleefully causing chaos around Quahog, making them one of the most entertaining villainous duos the show has ever seen.
You actually use these? And when fear, spite, jealousy, and revenge demand.
Penelope quips, perfectly capturing the spirit of their dark partnership. In another appearance, Blanchett lent her voice to Queen Elizabeth II, showcasing her versatility and humor. The contrast between Penelope's manic energy and the Queen's regal, composed demeanor highlighted Blanchett's range, proving she could effortlessly tackle diverse roles, even within the same animated universe. Fans praised Blanchett for her willingness to dive into Family Guy's irreverence, and critics enjoyed seeing her embrace such outlandish characters. Her performances added a touch of class and villainy to Stewie's world, cementing Blanchett's Family Guy cameo as a clever and unforgettable highlight. Stick with me to the end of this video, comment one if you're ready, and trust me, you'll love what's coming up. Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr., famous for his roles in blockbuster films like Iron Man, brought his unique talent to Family Guy in an unforgettable guest appearance as Patrick Pewterschmidt, Lois Griffin's estranged and deeply troubled brother. Patrick, with his unsettling calmness, is revealed to be the notorious Fat Guy Strangler, a serial killer who targets overweight men, including Peter. Downey Jr. expertly balanced the character's eerie serenity with bursts of manic energy, capturing Patrick's complex psyche in a way only he could.
You're my brother and I love you, but you're not well.
But I'm better now. I put my past behind me.
This unexpected role came about in part due to Downey Jr.'s son, a huge Family Guy fan, who encouraged his father to get involved with the show. In the Season 4 episode, The Fat Guy Strangler, Downey Jr.'s performance added a chilling yet comedic flair to the storyline. Patrick's psychological breakdown, triggered by unresolved family trauma, becomes both hilarious and disturbing, underscoring the actor's mastery of dark comedy. Fans and critics were thrilled by Downey Jr.'s appearance, praising how his voice work elevated the character beyond a simple gag into something truly memorable. His portrayal demonstrated his incredible range, proving he could take even the most absurd animated role and make it captivating. The performance stands as a testament to Downey Jr.'s willingness to embrace unconventional comedic roles, and his involvement has become a fan-favorite moment, blending his signature charm with Family Guy's twisted humor. Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell, known for his larger-than-life comedic roles, brought his signature bombastic energy to Family Guy as the Black Knight. In the Season 4 episode, Mr. Saturday Night, Ferrell voices this hilariously arrogant medieval-themed villain who works at a Renaissance fair and becomes Peter Griffin's unexpected nemesis. The Black Knight, with Ferrell's exaggerated bravado, mocks and humiliates Peter, stripping away his confidence. The climax of the episode sees Peter determined to prove himself by challenging the Black Knight in a jousting match. Ferrell's over-the-top delivery and taunts make for an uproarious showdown, and his character's defeat is a classic Family Guy moment, restoring Peter's pride in a hilariously absurd fashion. Ferrell also made a brief appearance in the earlier episode, 15 Minutes of Shame, where he contributed a cameo that further showcased his ability to blend seamlessly into the show's offbeat humor. His larger-than-life persona fit perfectly into the Family Guy universe, making each line he delivered a standout. Fans loved seeing Ferrell embrace the show's ridiculousness, with many praising how his bombastic style added an extra layer of hilarity to the episodes. His role as the Black Knight remains a memorable highlight, a testament to Family Guy's knack for pulling in top-tier comedic talent, and to Ferrell's willingness to dive into the animated madness with gusto. Liam Neeson, famous for his intense roles and his iconic particular set of skills from Taken, made a hilarious self-parodying appearance on Family Guy as himself. In the episode Fighting Irish, Peter drunkenly brags that he could beat up Neeson in a fight, only to face the harsh reality when he actually encounters the actor. What follows is a side-splitting sequence where Neeson, portrayed with deadpan seriousness, puts Peter to work as his personal servant, rather than physically harming him.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to get a free movie set haircut.
Neeson fully embraced the humor of playing a heightened version of himself, turning his usual action hero persona on its head. He commanded scenes with the same intensity he brings to his dramatic roles, which only amplified the comedy of seeing him order Peter around, making him perform ridiculous tasks as a form of punishment. This self-aware, comedic turn won praise from fans who relished seeing Neeson play along with Family Guy's irreverent style. Interestingly, this wasn't the first time Neeson's likeness appeared on the show. A previous Family Guy episode featured a cowboy character parodying him, voiced by a different actor. But Neeson's actual guest spot added an authentic and unforgettable touch, showcasing his comedic timing and proving he can expertly lampoon his own tough guy image. Neeson's cameo remains a standout, celebrated for how he blended his gravitas with Family Guy's zany humor, creating a scene that's both intimidating and laugh-out-loud funny. Tom Brady, legendary quarterback of the New England Patriots, made a memorable guest appearance on Family Guy, playing a comedic version of himself. In the Season 4 episode Patriot Games, Peter Griffin gets the chance of a lifetime when Brady recruits him to the Patriots after witnessing Peter's unexpectedly impressive football skills at a local game. However, Peter's newfound athletic success is short-lived, as he is swiftly fired for excessive showboating and selfish play, much to Brady's chagrin. Later, a humiliated Peter challenges Brady to a revenge game. In true Family Guy fashion, Brady humorously dominates Peter, reinforcing his superiority on the field. Brady's performance was a fun and self-aware nod to his iconic sportsmanship and the New England setting of the show, cleverly tying into the Griffins and the region's love for the Patriots. Critics and fans enjoyed seeing Brady's willingness to poke fun at himself, with many noting that his participation highlighted the character of Peter's constant overestimation of his abilities. Brady's appearance showed off his playful side, and his easygoing attitude contributed to the humor of the episode. The cameo remains a classic, especially for Family Guy fans who appreciate the show's nods to real-life sports culture. By playing along with the absurdity of Quahog, Brady demonstrated that even a football legend can have a good laugh at himself, leaving a lasting impression in the show's comedic legacy. Kate McKinnon, renowned for her versatility and comedic brilliance on Saturday Night Live, brought her talent to Family Guy as Karen Griffin, Peter's menacing older sister. Known by her professional wrestling name Heavy Flow, Karen torments Peter relentlessly, embodying the role of a childhood bully who never really grew up. McKinnon used a gruff, aggressive voice for Karen, showcasing her impressive vocal range and ability to transform into wildly different characters. Karen's first appearance in the Season 14 episode Peter's Sister sets up a hilarious and brutal sibling rivalry. Peter, already dealing with the everyday chaos of life in Quahog, finds himself intimidated and humiliated by Karen's return. The character's wrestling persona, Heavy Flow, plays into Family Guy's love of exaggerated humor, with McKinnon adding a fierce and uproarious energy to the role. Fans and critics praised McKinnon for fully committing to such an over-the-top character, adding a fresh dynamic to Peter's family drama. Beyond voicing Karen, McKinnon has also made other guest appearances on the show, further highlighting her knack for embodying a range of comedic roles, from sweet to sinister. McKinnon's portrayal of Karen Griffin remains a fan favorite, with audiences admiring how she seamlessly blended humor and intimidation. Her contributions to Family Guy exemplify her comedic genius, proving she can elevate even the most absurd characters into memorable parts of the show's universe. Ricky Gervais made a splashy Family Guy debut as the voice of Billy Finn, an anthropomorphic dolphin with a strong sense of humor and even stronger opinions. In the Season 10 episode Be Careful What You Fish For, Gervais's character Billy unexpectedly befriends Peter Griffin after Peter promises to help him relocate from the ocean to a more upscale living situation. However, Billy quickly wears out his welcome, moving into the Griffin's house and making himself far too comfortable. Gervais delivered his lines with the signature sarcasm and dry wit that fans of The Office and his stand-up performances know and love. Billy Finn's self-centered, passive-aggressive nature, highlighted by his tendency to overshare and criticize, allowed Gervais to showcase his knack for playing hilariously annoying, yet strangely endearing characters. "Oh, sorry, am I in the way of your precious TV? Well, it is only my entire body taking up half the room," Billy complains, his humor underlined by Gervais's perfectly smug delivery. The episode was well received for Gervais' comedic performance, with fans appreciating how he fully embraced the ridiculousness of voicing a talking dolphin. His character's over-the-top antics, coupled with Gervais' sharp comedic timing, provided a memorable and uproarious addition to Family Guy's menagerie of bizarre and unforgettable guest stars. Ricky Gervais' appearance proved that even as a dolphin, he could bring his signature brand of humor to life in the animated world of Quahog. Did Billy Finn wear out his welcome in the Griffin household? Comment with yes or no, and let us know if you think Peter should have set boundaries with his new dolphin friend. Norm Macdonald. The late Norm Macdonald brought his unmistakable deadpan delivery to Family Guy as the original voice of Death, making an unforgettable mark on the show's early seasons. In the Season 2 episode Death is a Bitch, Macdonald's portrayal of Death is as sarcastic and dryly humorous as one would expect from the comedy legend. When Death injures his ankle and is forced to stay with the Griffins, his interactions with Peter are hilariously mundane for a figure so associated with doom.
No, wait, I'm not finished holding my sides.
Macdonald's performance gave Death an unexpectedly human and deeply cynical personality, making his presence feel both ominous and hilariously ordinary. This contrast created a unique character that stood out in Family Guy's roster of celebrity-voiced roles. Though Macdonald only voiced Death in that one episode, his portrayal was so impactful that it left a lasting legacy. The character of Death was later voiced by Adam Carolla, but fans often fondly remember Macdonald's take for its trademark wit and delivery that only he could provide. His appearance remains a classic example of Family Guy's use of top-tier comedic talent to create unforgettable moments, and Macdonald's turn as Death continues to be celebrated for its dark humor and comedic brilliance. Ryan Reynolds guest starred as a fictionalized version of himself on Family Guy, bringing his trademark charm and humor to the animated series. In the Season 10 episode Stewie Goes for a Drive, Reynolds arrives in Quahog and forms an unexpectedly close bond with Peter Griffin. The comedic twist? Reynolds' version of himself seems to develop an affectionate crush on Peter, leading to plenty of awkward and hilariously uncomfortable moments.
Whoa, freeze frame. What's gonna happen next?
Reynolds' character tells a bewildered Peter, highlighting the episode's playful take on celebrity and the actor's willingness to laugh at his own heartthrob status. The humor derives from Reynolds' self-aware performance, where he amps up his natural charisma to absurd levels, turning the ordinary friendship into something oddly flirtatious. Reynolds' appearance was met with enthusiasm from fans and critics alike, who praised his ability to mock his own Hollywood persona while fully embracing Family Guy's offbeat humor. It perfectly suited his real-life comedic style, which is often rooted in self-deprecation and meta-humor. The episode stands out as a clever parody of celebrity encounters, with Reynolds' performance shining as he leaned into the surreal, animated world of Quahog. His guest role demonstrated why he's considered one of Hollywood's funniest and most self-aware stars, making his appearance a memorable highlight in Family Guy's long history of celebrity cameos. Betty White. The legendary Betty White brought her comedic magic to Family Guy in a side-splitting cameo where she voiced herself. In the episode Pet-Erotica from Season 4, Betty White is featured narrating an audiobook of Peter Griffin's terribly written, hilariously inappropriate, erotic fan fiction. Her signature warm and wholesome voice reading Peter's outrageous and crude stories creates a perfect and comically jarring contrast, adding an unforgettable layer of humor. White's line delivery is impeccable, maintaining her sweet and professional tone, even as she reads some of the most absurd and suggestive passages imaginable. This juxtaposition made her appearance a standout moment in the series. The scene brilliantly plays on White's status as an endearing Hollywood icon, known for her innocent charm, flipping expectations in the best way possible. Critics and fans alike loved Betty White's willingness to embrace the irreverence of Family Guy and her ability to poke fun at her own image. Her cameo showcased her fearless comedic timing and playful spirit, proving why she remained a beloved figure across generations. Betty White's role in Family Guy stands as a shining example of her adaptability and humor, highlighting her skill at blending innocence with the show's trademark outrageousness. Her performance is remembered fondly as one of the most clever and unexpected celebrity guest spots, further solidifying her legacy as a comedic icon capable of delivering laughs in any context. Adam West. The late Adam West gave one of his most memorable performances as the delightfully eccentric Mayor Adam West on Family Guy. This fictionalized version of the Batman star became a series regular, delighting audiences with his absurd behavior and hilariously nonsensical logic. West's portrayal was both self-aware and brilliantly unhinged, adding a unique layer of humor to the show's depiction of life in Quahog. Mayor West was a character who took paranoia and randomness to new heights. From using taxpayer money for bizarre, pointless projects like building a solid gold indoor swimming pool for cats, to earnestly debating with himself about whether water is wet, his antics were a masterclass in surreal comedy. "I love this job more than I love taffy, and I'm a man who enjoys his taffy," he proclaims, capturing his character's charmingly ridiculous essence. West's ability to mock his own reputation while fully committing to the role made his character iconic. His deadpan delivery and willingness to embrace the strange made him an irreplaceable part of Family Guy. Fans adored the character and critics praised the performance for its originality and humor. Adam West's tenure on Family Guy spanned over a decade, and after his passing in 2017, the show paid tribute to the beloved actor. His legacy lives on as Mayor West, a character who brought an endearing touch of madness to Quahog, ensuring Adam West remains forever celebrated in the animated world he helped make so unforgettable. How would you rate Adam West's performance as Mayor Adam West in Family Guy? Comment with a number from 0 to 5, where 0 is not quirky enough and 5 is pure genius. Rush Limbaugh. Conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh made a notable guest appearance on Family Guy, voicing an animated version of himself in several episodes. One of his most prominent cameos occurs in the Season 9 episode Excellence in Broadcasting, where he engages in a surprisingly transformative adventure with Brian Griffin, the show's liberal-leaning talking dog. The episode begins with Brian confronting Limbaugh at a book signing, ready to clash with his political nemesis. However, in a comedic twist, Brian becomes unexpectedly swayed by Limbaugh's charisma and persuasive rhetoric, even briefly transforming into a staunch conservative. Limbaugh plays along with the humor, poking fun at both his reputation and political ideology, while still delivering lines in his confident, unapologetic style. Limbaugh's willingness to embrace Family Guy's irreverent satire and parody himself showcased a surprising comedic side. The show balanced sharp political humor with its trademark absurdity, using Limbaugh's appearance to explore themes of persuasion and ideology, albeit in a hilariously exaggerated way. Fans and critics were intrigued by Limbaugh's participation, which sparked conversations about the blending of real-world politics with animated satire. His appearances on Family Guy remain a fascinating example of the show's approach to engaging with divisive figures, bringing humor to complex cultural debates. While not everyone agreed with the politics, many appreciated Limbaugh's ability to laugh at himself and the show's commitment to entertaining from both sides of the aisle. Frank Sinatra Jr. Frank Sinatra Jr. brought a touch of old-school showbiz glamour to Family Guy by playing a lively, exaggerated version of himself. First appearing in the Season 4 episode, Brian Sings and Swings, Sinatra Jr. teams up with Brian Griffin to revive the classic nightclub scene in Quahog. Together, they form a lounge act, bringing smooth, jazzy vibes to the drunken clam and delivering catchy musical numbers that harken back to the golden age of crooners. Sinatra Jr.'s velvety voice and easygoing charm made his scenes stand out, especially during musical performances like Guys and Dolls and other swinging tunes performed alongside Brian and Stewie. His character embraced nostalgia while adding humor, often poking fun at the contrast between classic entertainment and the modern world. Sinatra Jr.'s cool, laid-back demeanor made him an endearing and recurring figure, sharing a genuine love of music with the Griffin family. Beyond Brian Sings and Swings, Sinatra Jr. made several other guest appearances, becoming a recurring part of Brian's adventures. Fans and critics enjoyed seeing the real-life music legend embrace Family Guy's humor, particularly the way he parodied himself while still exuding the style and sophistication for which his family name is famous. Frank Sinatra Jr. Potter's contributions added a unique flair to the show, blending musical nostalgia with Family Guy's irreverent comedy. His appearances are fondly remembered as a harmonious, toe-tapping highlight that celebrated his enduring musical legacy. Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow, the legendary pop singer-songwriter, made a memorable and hilarious guest appearance on Family Guy that showcased both his musical talent and his sense of humor. In the Season 7 episode Back to the Woods, Manilow serenades Quagmire with a specially reimagined version of his hit song Mandy. The scene humorously transforms the sappy love ballad into Quagmire, a tongue-in-cheek ode to the show's famously lecherous character. In this delightful musical moment, Manilow performs with his signature smooth vocals, while adding playful, customized lyrics that flatter and amuse Quagmire, who, like the rest of the bar's patrons, is starstruck. The performance is a clever nod to Manilow's real-life appeal as a beloved entertainer, while also serving Family Guy's tradition of blending music with comedy. Fans loved Manilow's willingness to embrace the show's humor and poke fun at his balladeer image. The episode highlighted how Family Guy often uses celebrity cameos to blend heartfelt nostalgia with sharp, self-aware humor. Manilow's cameo was not just funny but also surprisingly endearing, as it revealed his playful side and reminded audiences of his enduring musical charm. Barry Manilow's Serenade of Quagmire remains a standout Family Guy moment, perfectly balancing the show's love of celebrity culture with its penchant for laugh-out-loud surprises. His appearance is remembered as a fun, melodic treat that seamlessly mixed classic music with the quirky world of Quahog. Bob Barker. Bob Barker, the legendary host of The Price is Right, made a humorous guest appearance on Family Guy, playing an animated version of himself. In the Season 4 episode, Peter Caviar Eater, Barker appears when Lois takes Peter to her old family mansion, which Peter impulsively gambles away. In an effort to get the mansion back, Peter competes on The Price is Right, where Barker serves as the familiar host, delivering lines with his signature charismatic authority. Barker's animated cameo humorously plays on his real-life persona, complete with jokes about his long-running game show career and famous advocacy for spaying and neutering pets. Help control the pet population, he says, reinforcing the public service message he became known for. Family Guy amplifies the humor by placing Peter in a series of ridiculous situations on the game show stage, all while Barker's character reacts with his classic genial professionalism. Fans of both Family Guy and The Price is Right enjoyed seeing Barker embrace the show's playful satire, proving his willingness to laugh at his own legacy. His appearance adds a nostalgic element for viewers familiar with his game show history while fitting perfectly into Family Guy's comedic universe, where celebrity cameos often blend familiarity with outrageous scenarios. Bob Barker's guest spot remains a fun and memorable crossover moment, where his iconic hosting style brought a touch of game show magic to the unpredictable world of Quahog. And there you have it. 38 celebrities whose lives took shocking turns, leading them from fame to a prison cell. Their stories remind us that no one's above the law, and that choices, no matter who you are, have real consequences. If you found this video eye-opening, give it a thumbs up, and make sure you're subscribed to Iconic Inside for more looks behind the headlines. Turn on notifications so you never miss an inside scoop on celebrity scandals and secrets. And if you're curious to see how fame can go wrong in other ways, check out our previous video, Top 20 Celebrities Banned from Entire Countries. It's right on the end screen, don't miss it.